Welcome, guys and girls.
Her freckled face with a smile that lights up the world. In her favorite dress, she's a typical 6-year-old girl. And she's on a date with her dad in a sports bar on Sunday, twice a month, unless something comes up. Chocolate milk with her fries, here's mud in your eye. She can order whatever she wants. Well, don't be surprised she marries a guy who loves football but never looks her in the eye. She's on a date with her daddy in a bar on Sunday afternoon. Her mama's feeling guilty. When they split, it tore her daughter apart. But she bites her tongue when she hears about him, 'cause she knows he'll break both of their hearts. She's on a date with her dad in a sports bar on Sunday, once a month if nothing comes up. He's watching the game on a TV over her shoulder and texting his latest sweetheart. Well, don't be surprised she marries a guy who loves football but never looks her in the eye. She's on a date with her daddy in a bar on Sunday afternoon. A few years pass, they lose touch, and she's got a family now. But Father's Day's coming right up. She gets the courage to call him somehow. Now she's on a date with her dad in a sports bar on Sunday, once a year, so they can catch up. She's brought some pictures of his granddaughter's freckled face and a man in her life that she loves. Why is he surprised she married a guy who loves swing sets, recitals, and easy baked pie? She's on a date with her daddy in a bar on Sunday afternoon. She's on a date with her daddy in a bar on Sunday afternoon.
Stick around, we'll be right back. Hi, I'm David Fraser, founder of Bunkie Life. We're in the building industry, but what we're famous for are small log cabins called bunkies that can be easily built in a weekend without a permit or a second mortgage. Ultimately, we help our clients create extra space for more meaningful connection. Yes, we help our clients get a cool bunkie. But if you think it's just about the bunkie, you've already missed the point. Really what this is about is creating the space and time for more meaningful connection, and having a bunkie is just part of that journey. It's not just about the space, it's about what happens in the space, how it enables more connection. It allows you to spend that quality time with family and friends. It allows you to be there for each other in both senses of the phrase.
We are the market leaders in educational videos and content as we pioneer this growing industry. Our goal is to be the go-to source for fun, friendly, and helpful advice for families, whether they buy from us or not. Our core offering is an easy-to-build or built-for-you Bunkie kit that helps our clients create extra space for more meaningful connection. We're proudly Canadian-made right here in Ontario.
The bunkie is often the difference between that friend or family member coming or not, being there for each other or not. The reason we do this is because we believe family comes first, and when it comes to being there for each other, there are no do-overs. That's one of the reasons we've decided to partner with Ronald McDonald House Charities of Canada in their goal of keeping families close. Because ultimately, we want to bring about a world where families everywhere have a place to unite, unwind, and unplug. I get up every morning excited to help families create extra space for meaningful connection. Thanks for listening, and can't wait to hear from you.
Hi everyone! Thanks so much for taking the time to tune in tonight. It's going to be a show. We're going to talk a little bit about my family story, and we're also going to talk about the dream of Bunkie Life and how it's grown over the past year and a half, we'll say. So I'm happy to share from my heart about how that's been going. And also I just want to just very briefly talk about the fact that we're having our epic winter sale. It starts basically as soon as the contest closes. It'll go till February 6th. And gosh, we'd love to have you as a client this year. It's going to be our best year ever. And we want to invite you, if you're of the category of like, hey, you know what, you're making some sense here, Dave. This is the bridge to help our family get together or help our friends come or whatever problem you're trying to solve. If it is, we'd love to serve you this year. So we always do this sale. It's always our biggest one, and it's called the Epic Winter Sale. So why would you want to have a bunkie? And why would you want to order it now? Of course, it's January. It's frigid. So number one, they are awesome. I hope we can all agree. Number two, you'll be first in line for the spring. So right now, we're generally taking orders for spring. If you want to get it now, you can, because we make them ourselves, you can take one off the factory line this next week. And maybe some people want to drag it across the ice to their cottage, but for the most part, most people want it in the spring. So you'll be first in line for the spring. You can avoid delays. You can avoid missing out. So as you know, supply chains are very unpredictable this time of year. And so, you can lock in your price, which is another big thing. In case inflation kicks us in the butt again, your price will be locked in. And you can be part of something bigger, which we'll talk about today. So if you want to check out more about it, go to bunkielife.com/winter-sale. That's basically the idea. And we'll be having more details on that website. So they're not fully public yet, but they will be. And check it out. So it's bunkielife.com/winter-sale. Let me zoom that in. It's hard to see. bunkielife.com/winter-sale. There'll be details there coming out soon. Now I want to talk briefly. So this is the last Sunday before we get to the contest finale, which is going to be 1 week from today. So on Sunday, January 29th, I'll be doing a live stream much like this with a friend of mine. He's going to be helping me as well. And on the 29th, we're going to have a 7 o'clock kickoff, and then we're going to go through. And I want to go into the nitty gritty of that now for those of you who are tuning in, so you can understand how it's going to work. Essentially, you're going to sign in to this live stream, if you can, live ideally, and we're going to do our presentation. We're going to talk about how awesome bunkies are. We're going to do the whole thing with some funny videos. It's just going to be kind of a typical live stream. And then eventually we get to the point where we do the draw. We'll do it live on the screen here. And we're going to pull a winner. Now that winner, hopefully will be tuning in live. That's what we aim for. Ideally, that person's live and they can, get all excited. We're going to email that person as soon as we pick the winner. We're going to email them a private phone number. And that private phone number is for them to call in. And ideally, I'll pick it up and I'll be able to have a big celebration of, hey, Bob from Kenora or whatever it is. Whoever the person is, we can hear their voice. It'll definitely be a cause to celebrate. So that's the goal. Now, what happens if that person's not live? Well, ideally, somebody knows them and they can start texting that person or emailing them or whatever and getting hold of them. Maybe go run to their house, knock on the door, whatever they got to do to get their attention. Maybe they're at work though. Maybe something's going on. We're going to email them and we're going to give them, I think legally we have to give them a week to claim the prize. So if in fact the person's not live,
That would be sad for everyone. I think so far, 7 out of the past 8 have been able to have been reached live that night. But if it doesn't happen, that's okay. We're not going to give the prize away. But we really want you to tune in live because there's going to be some stuff that's going to be just for the people that tune in live. Some extra fun things. So make sure you tune in live to the grand finale, which is a week from today. Everybody get that? That's how the cookie shall crumble. All right. So today we're going to talk a little bit about what is the inspiration behind Bunkie Life. Where do we get our origins? What drives us as a family and as a company, and then where do we want to go? So that's kind of what tonight's all about. You're going to get a tour of the factory too. So let's get right into it. This is who we are and why we do it, or I guess who and why we are. Okay, so let's go to the top. All right, so this is a little presentation I like to call the inspiration behind Bunkie Life. So who are we basically? We're a small family business in Rockwood, Ontario. That's where our factory is, and we live 10 minutes away from the factory. Here's some things that we're really proud of. Recently, we were on HGTV's Family Home Overhaul. We've also been on CTV's Made Right Here. And then you may know us from our successful appearance on Dragon's Den at the end of 2021. Also, I'm the author of the Bunkie Life Extra Space book, which is a pretty epic coffee table book. And it's all about how to build a bunkie, but also how to connect with your family, essentially. And it also tells our family story, which I'm going to go into tonight in quite detail. Also, we put out the Bunkie Life Connection cards. These are a standard pack of 52 playing cards with a thought-provoking question or conversation-starting question on each card. And we're also really proud of the fact that we've raised over $125,000 for Ronald McDonald House Charities and completed 9 Make-A-Wish builds. This is Ethan from one of our first Make-A-Wish builds. But really what gets us up in the morning is the happy, smiling, Bunkie complete photos that we get from our clients. We ultimately are going to be measured by the success of how our clients are. And so we take that very seriously. These are some happy client photos they've sent in. So how did Bunkie Life start? What's the origin story? So it started from basically our own itch that we had to scratch, which was where are we going to put mom? We had our first child, which was Evie there, and we ran into bedrooms. Where are we going to put my mom and dad? My family lives about 4 or 5 hours away, or 4 hours away roughly. Carrie's family at the time lived 3.5 hours away. Where are we going to put everybody? And so that got us into the idea of a bunkie. We built our very first bunkie in 2015, and that started a successful round of Airbnbs. I built the first bunkie and I had it rented out, and then I started building more, and I built, I think, a total of 3 plus a bathroom, and went from there. In 2017, due to people saying, hey, Dave, get me a bunkie, make me a bunkie, we started selling to other people. And it started with a very simple dream, to help create a world where families everywhere have a place to unite, unwind, and unplug. And we've now sold bunkies coast to coast, and now Michigan, New York, and Vermont. And then last year, we started up the Bunkie Life Factory. And this is where the dream gets bigger. The dream became to produce the world's best bunkie right here in Canada. If we're going to make something for families here in Canada to create extra space, we wanted to do it right here. So we successfully started up the very first Canadian bunkie factory. If you could comment below, do you want to see a tour? I'd love to see. Are you in on the tour idea? Let me know. Comment below. Say yes, tour. Give me a tour. I will wait and drink this water. If you don't want a tour, I can skip this part. It's 4 minutes long. Okay, people are saying yes. Caitlin says, yes, I want a tour. He's a tour. I don't know what that means. Yes. Okay, people are saying yes. All right, sounds like people are interested in tour. Okay. Tour. All right, let's do this.
Facebook user. All right, let's do it. This is a tour of the Bunkie Life factory.
So our lumber comes in here. We use high quality spruce lumber. You'll see it coming in through this door with our forklift. Comes in here, is gonna load into our molder where we get our amazing double tongue and groove. So runs through this huge molding machine out the other end here. From there, it gets sorted, ready to go through its next phase. So it comes over into the center. Yeah, here's our double tongue and groove that David's got here. It's gonna come across here, load into our 100% custom-made notching machine. So this machine was literally created just for us. Loads up in here, the wood comes through, comes out this other end here, comes out here with our custom-made S-groove notches complete. From here, okay, so from here, it goes over towards packing and length cutting on this huge saw that takes up just about half of the building. Comes in, cuts it to length, heads on over towards our packing section over here in our staging area where we'll be doing 2 bunkies at a time. So everything's labeled, laid out in staging, and then the guys start packing it up. So on the opposite side of this wall, we have another massive half the factory length machine. This is, again, a custom-made beam machine. So our roof beams that we talked about and how solid they are, this machine puts them together, helps us to get them precise, lined up, and secured together. So then over on this side here, we come into our gables, windows, and doors section. So we have doors here, we've got gables being made on this end, and all the components that go together to make our windows coming around in here. And then when they're done, they head back over towards our staging section and get ready for packing.
All right, so this board right here is super important when we're packing your bunkie for you. So each kit has its own number of parts, and each part has its own card. This card describes the kit, has a length, etc. Shows us exactly how to find this kit. Part for the kit, I should say. This card shows exactly how to find the card, or the piece, I should say. And so once we pack it, we're gonna pull it and we're gonna flip it around to show we've packed it. And a completed bunkie is gonna look like all flipped around cards. That's how that works there. We also take a picture of each.
We have a lot of quality control checks in place to make sure that what you need gets in this package. So David talked about the Kanban system, so that's just one layer. We also have all of our packing experts here have full manuals on layer by layer on how every piece goes in the kit, and they go piece by piece and layer by layer as they pack. Not only that, they have to sign off on each and every piece that it gets put in properly. And then on top of that, so that we can just quadruple check that everything's here, every layer as your kit is packed is cataloged. We inventory every layer, we take photos of every layer, we have a batch number in every one, and so, you know, occasionally somebody thinks, oh no, I'm missing a piece, or I can't find this piece. They can say, oh, I've got this batch number. We can pull up your kit, we can look at the photos, we can go layer by layer right through your exact kit and be like, okay, it's on layer 4, it's next to this piece, da 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 da, and you can locate your piece really quickly. So it's just another layer of quality control that we really put a lot of thought and effort into, so that you're getting a full kit ready to go.
So that's kind of the idea. If you want to get a real in-depth tour, you're welcome to come see us in Rockwood, Ontario. We have tours every Friday and Saturday, and during the
The next couple weeks, we've added Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays, just because we know it's going to be in high demand for tours while we do our epic winter sale. So we'd love to host you, and whether it works this time around or not, we'd love to see you. Now, who do we help? So one of our mottos is family first. Our clients tend to be busy, hardworking, small business owners, professionals, people like that, people that own a family cottage. And they have three major problems. One, not enough space. This leaves the people feeling cramped, disappointed, embarrassed. The family escape often becomes the bone of contention, and family and friends cut their visit short, or worst of all, they don't come at all. And they don't have enough information. So one thing that we're known for is, education. What are the possibilities? What are the rules? Oh, that actually reminds me, I got to talk about that. So, people are asking, should I renovate? Should I do tents? Should I get a tiny home? Should I add a yurt? All these kind of things. And as a result, most people kind of freeze and do nothing. So this is kind of an aside from my presentation, but a lot of people are wondering, there's a new rule. Everyone's hearing about this new rule that just came to Ontario. You can go up to 160 square feet, apparently. So just to let me just break this up for a sec. So that new rule that came to Ontario just recently is very specific. So prior to this, it's always been 10 square meters or less, you don't need a permit. However, they added a specific little kind of extra add-on, which is anything that's under 15 square meters, you can still build as long as it's for storage purposes only and is a single story. So I've been noticing, I got about 3 or 4 calls this week from people that are like, oh, are you going to build a lofted 160 square foot bunkie? And no, we're not, because, well, we will, but you'll have to get a permit for it. So I've heard rumors that people are being told you don't need a permit for a lofted 160 square foot building. According to my reading of the building code, you absolutely do. That new rule is just kind of like an add-on for people that want to build sheds. So we do have a couple 160 square foot structures. They're single story. And if you're using them for storage purposes only, you don't need a permit. If you're using it for other purposes, you will. And if you add a loft onto that 160 square feet, you've strayed into permit required land. So just wanted to say that and get that out of the way, because we're known for educating people, because everyone's got a problem about not enough information. And ultimately, people don't have enough time with the people that matter most. As I get older, I'm almost 39 years old this year. I'll be 39. I realize that moments of connection with people are really, really rare. Our kids and grandkids are growing up, and one of the fears I have is that they're growing up and I'm missing it. If you think about all the time you'll ever spend with your kids as a pack of Skittles, by the time your kid turns 18 years old, you'll have used up all the Skittles except 2. And that reminds me in a very practical way how important it is to grab a hold of those moments and use up as many weekends as you can with your kids while they're young. So how do we help? As I've talked about, we're definitely the leader in educational videos and content. We want to help people understand their options. Our ethos is that we want to help people through the building, the planning process. We want to be the trusted go-to source of helpful information, whether you end up buying from us or not. Now, I prefer you buy from us. I think we have the best quality product in the world. That's certainly in Canada. And I think that we also are the best value. But our goal is that when you call us, you get a helpful source of information and a human being on the phone. So we're best known for, of course, our easy to build Bunkie kit, which is beautiful on the inside and the outside, easily built in a weekend in a lot of cases without a permit or a second mortgage in a lot of municipalities. And that's true across Canada. We also offer connections if you want to have a built for you bunkie. Most clients can find a local handyman and build their kit in a day or maybe 2. And we also have a courtesy list of potential Bunkie Life installers who can handle everything for you. But ultimately, what we give people is their quality time back with the people who matter most. Because we're in the business of helping families create extra space for more meaningful connection. Another part about our business is our Bunkie Life community. Really, that is the heart and soul of what we do. So we have a lot of volunteer opportunities coming back online now that COVID's kind of on its way out. We have in-person events like our barbecue we had in September, things of that nature. And we just want to give people an opportunity to give back. a lot of us have been really blessed, and we use the business as a way to bless other people. We have a private community of, I think, over 1,200 Facebook Bunkie Lifers. So that's anybody that owns a Bunkie. We also just started this year groups for people that are not yet Bunkie Lifers, like, future Bunkie Lifers. So we're going to grow that whole community as well. Now, why do we do this? So we talked a little bit about, the factory, and I wanted to share a little bit about the dream. So part of having a business is obviously to support my family, to support our life. But I've realized we had our Bunkie Life staff barbecue in September of this year. So I got to see all the guys that work in the factory and their wives and their kids. And I realized there's this whole network, this whole spider web that kind of flows out of what we do. And I realized that there's, for better or worse, there's a lot of people that provide value to Bunkie Life community and are able to maintain a living doing that. So it's not just obviously our staff and their families. It's also all the people that we buy our wood from, which is local Canadian lumber folks, and also our glass, which is local glass guys. And so I realized there's this whole spider web, and I want to do something that we can be proud of, that we can say, yes, this is something that we all did together. So I want to share a little bit about the fact that we're all in. This is what we do, but it's bigger than that. So here's a little video that we filmed in front of the factory the other day.
Occasionally we get asked, what makes you different from your competitors? We get it. A lot of our competitors will throw a flag on their website or a maple leaf and call it Made in Canada. But don't be deceived by the assembled in Canada versus made in Canada. One thing about us here at Bunkie Life, when we say made in Canada, we mean made in Canada.
And the thing about buying an imported kit, there's nothing wrong with it. It's totally fine. We just want you to make an educated decision. We've taken a deliberate path that we want to serve our clients and be the helpful go-to source of advice, whether they buy from us or not. So we feel it's important that you know exactly what you're getting and who you're getting it from.
So feel free to ask. Can I see your factory? You might need a passport and a long flight.
But you're welcome here in Rockwood, Ontario, anytime to see how Bunkie Life bunkies are made. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch these videos, and we hope it's been educational, informative, and we hope that you know a little bit more about why we're all in. This is our business, this is our family, this is our life, and we can't wait to help your family create extra space for a meaningful connection. So yeah, that's how the dream's grown. When we got into this, it was just, really, I was renting out bunkies for my own little thing. I was housing my own mom, but I realized over time that it's about more than just me. And so we made a big bet when we got the factory. We said we're going to bet on ourselves, obviously as entrepreneurs. We're going to bet on our team that we can grow and that we can make this work. And we're ultimately going to bet on you as the Canadian public, as a Bunkie Life, the future Bunkie Lifers, right? The bet is that you're going to find value in something that you can say, hey, that was made down the street, or that was made, just one province over. That was made by my fellow Canadians, right? Because up until this point, it hasn't really been true. And so we're creating that opportunity for you, and really it's your call. This is going to be the year where you decide, okay, are we going to support something that's a higher quality, maybe pay a little bit more, or not? Because it's out of our hands now, which is kind of a freeing feeling to know that, hey, we spent our life, we invested it into a dream. And so I'm really excited to see what this year happens. We've already put out, I think, 500 bunkies last year from the factory, so it's not like it's completely brand new. But this is the year where it's like, okay, well, let's do this. And a lot of people know our story. If you've watched the Dragon's Den, we kind of hinted at it. And so I want to get into kind of the backstory of our family's journey and how it's influenced the way we look at connection and just being there with each other. So as a lot of you know, Carrie and I have always had this dream of having a big family. And so I come from a family, I have 3 brothers. Carrie's got a brother. So when we got married, the first date, it was a very business-like date. And one of the things we talked about was, how many kids do you want? And I said 4. I want 4, at least 4. That's just a starting point, and let's see where it flows from there. And so that was our first date. Talked about
all the important things: money, faith, and kids. Those are the three things. So we got married and kind of had our first kid, Evie. No problems, no issues. You may have seen Evie on a lot of our videos. She's a very energetic young 9-year-old now. And so we thought, oh, this is easy. It's super easy. So we had our first daughter, Evie, and then a year and a half went by, and we thought, maybe it's time to start trying for number 2. Let's get a little brother or sister there. And we got to about 10 weeks, went in for the first ultrasound, and we found out there was no heartbeat. And very, it was a sad thing, but a lot of people told us, hey, this is par for the course. Happens to a lot of couples. People don't talk about it. It's not something that's really well spoken about, but a lot of people experience this. So we said, okay, let's try again. And so we tried again, got pregnant right away. And around the 10-week mark again, we went for the ultrasound and no heartbeat. And at this point, we were getting a little worried. So we went to the doctors, and they gave us kind of the, I guess it's like the standard protocol, which is progesterone, baby Tylenol or baby aspirin, and hope for the best. And we were really trepidatious. We tried one more time, and that's when we had our daughter Hope. And so she's a delightful 6-year-old now, just a wonderful, wonderful addition to our family. And we thought we'd solved the problem. We just need to do progesterone, need to do the baby Tylenol, we're good to go. And so, a year goes by, a year and a half goes by, and we're thinking, it's time for the third. let's heap on some more. And so I remember this one really distinctly. We were, holding our breath because week 9, week 10, first ultrasound was very much wasn't a happy, joyous occasion for us anymore. It was almost like the feeling of being on a roller coaster. And we got to the 10-week mark, and we went for the ultrasound, and there was a heartbeat, and it seemed like everything was going great. And so we got really excited. We started telling all our friends. We were out of the woods in our mind, and we started, just getting excited and allowing ourselves to kind of, do what most expected parents do, which is, get ready and get excited and stuff. And then on New Year's Eve, 2017, I guess, so New Year's Eve, 2017, I was supposed to play a wedding. So this was our profession back then. I was renting out bunkies, selling bunkies just to friends and family back then, and playing music professionally. And so I was going to play this wedding, and Carrie had this little home Doppler bleep 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 machine, which I would not recommend to anyone. But when you lose babies, you start to. This seems like a good idea. So she's at home and she's looking for the heartbeat, which she did pretty much every day, and she couldn't find it. And so we had to confirm. We had to figure out what's going on. And it's New Year's Eve, and I'm supposed to play this wedding. And we have 2 kids at home. And so we got everybody in the car, got all my gear in the car, and I was going to play this wedding. And I got to the venue, unloaded all my stuff, and we went to this. We couldn't get into like the doctor on New Year's Eve. We had to go to a private clinic. And this is one of these places you go with your family, and it's private. You pay for it. So, of course, it's nice, right? And you don't just see the squiggly black and white lines. You see, the full color. It's probably an amazing experience for most people. However, we were just trying to confirm, is there an alive baby in there or not? And I remember, because it's private, they're trying to sell you all this stuff. I shouldn't laugh. It's not funny. But they're trying to sell you all this stuff. And so there's all these things like, you can get a big blow-up picture of the ultrasound. You can get this bear, and it's going to record the baby's heartbeat. And it's going to, you can play it, and you can squeeze the bear, and it'll play the actual baby's heartbeat that we're going to record for you. So we're going by, and we're trying to get into this room and just figure out what's going on. And Evie, who is 4 or 5 at the time, she sees this bear, and she's like, I want this bear. I really want this bear, right? Hope's probably a year and a half. She doesn't know what's going on. But Evie sees this bear, and she wants this bear. And she goes, Dad, I want this bear. And we're going, okay, whatever, Evie, just let us determine what's going on. And so we go, and they do the ultrasound thing, and they are trying to find the heartbeat, and they can't really tell you what's going on because they're not allowed to legally, or they'll get sued or something. So they can't really be human. And there's no heartbeat. It's so obvious that there's no heartbeat. And I remember
Evie started going, I want this bear. Right? We're loading her into the car. We're crying, and Evie's crying for a completely different reason because she wanted this bear. And we're saying, yeah, I'd love to give you that bear. I would love to give you that bear, Evie, but unfortunately, there's no recording of a heartbeat for that bear to have. So it would really be it's a tragic bear. And so we didn't get her the bear. And we lost that baby New Year's Day. We had to go and get this rather horrible thing done at the hospital. And it was just a dark time. This is 2018. It's kind of the start of when Bunkie Life was just getting started. And so everyone's telling us, we don't know what's going on. Why is this happening? No doctor has any type of answer. And they seldom do in these situations. And so we gathered up our courage and we tried one more time. And then we said, this is, I don't know if we can do this again, but let's try one more time. So we got pregnant again, got through the 10-week mark. We got again into week 15, 16, and again, we lost the baby relatively far along. And that was probably the darkest moment for me because I had to watch Carrie go through this and I couldn't do anything to help. And I was waking up, and this is when I was doing Bunkie Life installs. So I was driving all over the province, installing people's bunkie for them and doing all the things. It was a very small business at this point. And it was just me, and I didn't know how to help Carrie. And I was really, really defeated myself. And I remember we had lots of friends come to us. We had our families drop everything and come and be with us. And we were so fortunate that we had that, because something about that type of loss, it feels like you're the only one. No one talks about miscarriage. It feels like you're the only one going through it. And I made a decision that we're gonna at least tell people that we're hurting. We're gonna tell people that we're going through this, and just pray that God's gonna send some people that can hopefully help us. And that's what happened. We had some really, I'd say more acquaintance friends that we became really close with, and we found out they had lost 6 babies before they ultimately had their one daughter. And they told us the story, and I was telling my friend, hey, I'm really feeling down. I don't know if I can do this. I feel like the weight of the world's on my shoulders, and I need to be strong for Carrie, but I don't know what to do. And I remember he had a great pep talk for me. He said, Dave, if those babies could talk to you, what do you think they'd say? What do you think they'd want you to do? Do you think they'd want you to just give up and, lie down there in the grave with them? Or do you think they'd say, Daddy, we can't hug Mommy. We can't tell her it's going to be okay. We can't be there with Hope and Evie. We can't feel the sun on her face. We can't go out there and experience things. But you can. And you can honor us by going out there and turning what happened into something good. And so that's what I decided to do. I didn't know how it was going to happen. I didn't know what would happen. But I made the decision that we would share the story, because not a lot of people do. It's really painful to share it even now. It's been a lot of years since then. But I knew that sharing the story would make other people feel like they're not alone. And I knew that it could be turned around into something good. It could be redeemed into something good. And so we did a bunch more tests, tried to find out the answer. We never got a clear answer. And people are telling us, I remember distinctly some people in my family said, maybe it's time to, throw in the towel. You got 2, and people keep reminding you of how grateful you should be to have the 2 healthy kids you have. And totally, I get it. Totally valid. Absolutely. But it's kind of like, saying like, which arm would you want to cut off? Like, no, I want all my arms. I want all the kids that we thought we could have,
And we loved our two Evie and Hope. We loved them, obviously, and we were so grateful to have them. But the loss was pretty intense, and against everyone else's judgment, we said we're going to try one more time, and this is going to be the last straw. This is the Hail Mary. And so we tried one more time. This is in 2019, and so we had no idea what would happen. We didn't have any answers, but we were going to Mount Sinai. We had some people helping us, and so we got pregnant again pretty quick. And then my wife, who's a freaking genius, was reading all these like medical journals and things. She finds this one really obscure one. It's got 11 patients in it. It's a certain type of condition, essential thrombocythemia. It basically means your blood, you put out too many white blood cells. Your bone marrow creates too much white blood cells. And she found this because she was observing her blood that she'd been taking over the past 5 years, and she was observing, I'm always high. So she's thinking this could be a reason. And it could be confirmed with a genetic test. So this is not a fun genetic test. They had to poke you with a huge needle, but they did the genetic test, and they determined, yes, she has this gene, and this gene likely means you have this disease. So she had to get this whole series of tests, and we definitively could prove, yeah, she has this essential thrombocythemia situation. So she's patient 12 of the people that have it and are pregnant. And when you're pregnant and you have this, you really need to take like some pretty crazy meds to bring your white blood cell count down to a reasonable level. Sorry, not your white blood cell, your red blood cell, like you're clotting, not your white blood cell, your red blood cell. Bring your red blood cell down to a normal amount. We did that, and with absolute bated breath, we waited the full 9 months. We had our third child, Declan, in January of 2020, right before the pandemic hit. And we were so grateful, and it felt like we'd solved the issue, and I believe we kind of did. And for so many people, that's not the case. You never know why this happened, but for us, I think we did. And that year was the first year Bunkie Life really took off, and so we decided, let's like I said earlier, let's find a way to turn this around, turn the story into something good. So I shared the story for the first time in 2020 with a live stream of way less people, but similar idea. And we realized that if it hadn't been for the families and support that we had, we wouldn't have been able to get through this long drawn out situation. I'm telling you a very short story, but it happened over years. And I was so blessed to have Carrie's parents, in a lot of cases, drop everything they were doing and come stay with us. And the bunkie was like this little respite. They could come, they could stay in the bunkie, they could, or we could go to the bunkie and just have a good cry, whatever. It was just like this place that was close. It kept our family close while we were going through what was a tragic, horrible time. And my parents could come and they stay. My mom loves staying in the bunkie. She calls it her bunkie. And so I realized that we had built this little Ronald McDonald house up on the hill. We didn't even realize it. Because what Ronald McDonald does is they have these little, basically hotels that family can come and their kids are really, really sick. The kids are hurting. The kids need them. And Ronald McDonald is the way that bridges that so that they can come and they can stay and be with their kids. While we were in the hospital with Declan, I met another dad, a very disheveled dad, who's, I think his daughter had been there for like 3-4 months in the intensive NICU, or the natal intensive care unit. They live really far away, and if it wasn't for Ronald McDonald House, they wouldn't be able to be with their kids. So he was staying at the Ronald McDonald House. He was able to go and be with his daughter. And good friends of mine, right before their one daughter was born, they found out she had this tragic thing. She's totally fine now, but she had a long stay in the hospital. They lived in Barrie. And it's like, how do you make that work? If you have a job, it's a financially ruinous situation, or it's just you're not going to be there. And so Ronald McDonald House, that's their whole goal, keeping families close. And so we decided that we're going to, get involved in that mission. And so when Bunkie Life, the one thing we want to promote is the idea that keeping families close is the most important thing. So we decided that in 2020, for every bunkie kit we sell, we're going to donate a night stay to a family that really, really needs it. So we've been able to do that. We also do little, events and things like that as well. And I'm going to give you guys an opportunity to give as well tonight. So that's kind of the idea. And that's really, why we do it. The Bunkie Life community has such a massive impact on our family. And we want to have that impact grow to, the wider community. So we've been donating to mostly the Ontario chapters, but we're going to expand that slowly as well. I'm talking to the board in February for nationally. And I also wrote a book, as I talked about earlier. See if I can find it. So we wrote the book, Bunkie Life Extra Space. And so every time I sell a book, I just donate the proceeds towards Ronald McDonald House as well. So tonight, if you want to be part of that vision, there's kind of two ways. One is obviously buy a bunkie. That's easy. And if you're the family that knows you need it, please strongly consider us. And then secondly, you can just give directly. So here's my little blurb about that. So if you want to give with us, I've set up a couple easy ways. One is you can donate directly at bunkielife.com/give. Let me just explain that. So our website's been really, really overloaded the last little bit. So if that doesn't work, bunkielife.com/gives. What I might ask you to do is just comment. If you're on Facebook, comment Bunkie Life Gives, all one word. And it should, it'll at least alert us, and I'll try to message you tonight before I go to bed with some options of how to give, okay? So that's the idea. bunkielife.com/gives. If you want to buy a bunkie, they're going to be on sale very shortly. bunkielife.com/winter sale. And that's kind of the idea. You can also just buy a book. If you want to buy a book, that'd be great too. If you comment Bunkie Life Gives, I'd love to see those comments. Put some social pressure on other people to do it as well. So if you're tuning in live and you've been motivated, ideally you have, comment below Bunkie Life Gives. Thanks very much, Frank. I think you're the first one, buddy. Thank you. Tracy, good to see you. She's one of the first Rockwood purchasers. Thank you. Claudette says Bunkie Life space gives. I don't know if it'll work unless you type Bunkie Life Gives, all one word, Claudette, but thank you. Martina, thank you. Rob says we want a book. If you want a book, you just go to bunkielife.com/book, I think. That might not work either because our website is having some issues with the forwarding, but yeah. All right. Own your book. It's beautifully well written. Well, thank you, Allison. That is very kind, and I didn't even pay you to say that. Colette says Bunkie Life Gives. Thank you. Kathy McClay, thank you, Bunkie Life Gives. That's amazing. Christina, Bunkie Life Gives, thank you. Teresa, thank you very much. Heather Blandford, you rock. Facebook user, I don't know what your name is, but thank you. Postman says, the book is beautiful and a great addition to your bunkie coffee table. That's true. Amy says, Bunkie Life Gives. Thanks, Amy. Really appreciate it. Bernadette says, Bunkie Life Gives. I think you might need to type it all one word, but we get the idea. Thank you. Facebook user. Those might be two or the same one. Thank you. George says, Bunkie Life Gives. Thank you, George. Claudette, Bunkie Life Gives. Please put it all as one word, but thank you. Jillian, thank you. Holy smokes. Thank you, Tammy. Thank you, Barbara. Thank you. Well, she said Bunkie. That's not Bunkie Life Gives. Thank you, Greg. Wow, holy smokes. There's a lot of people. Brian. Sasha, thank you. Paula, I'm going to try to get it right. Robert. Liz. Oh, Allison, you're going to come by and take a tour? That'd be great. Great to meet you in real life. Gail, thank you. Gail Taylor. Lori Parker, thank you. Heather, thank you. Michelle, thank you very much. Stacy, Claudette, this is starting to feel like romper room here. Randy Monroe, bunkielifegives.com. I don't think it's .com, but thank you. Suzanne, thank you. Lynn Terry, thank you very much. Rots, Rudy Finley. Dana Moss McAllister, a lot of 3-person names. Holly Bastero. Sheila Reed, thank you very much. Petra, thank you as well. Now, if you're on YouTube, it will not work. So just FYI, I think it'll only message you if you're not. But just go to bunkielife.com/gives or bunkielife.com/give, and it will take you to the donate page. But if you're on YouTube, which Petra and Sheila Reed are, it won't message you because it doesn't work. But just email us and we can show you how to donate, or just go on the website. The book's pretty easy to find. And then if you want to buy a bunkie, obviously that's easy to find. And if you want to donate directly to Ronald McDonald House, let me show you. I'll show you how to do that. I filmed a video of me actually giving, so this should be easy if you go to here. This is me a couple years ago giving. So, but let me just get a few more names before I do that. So Wendy, thank you. Claudette, thank you again. Lynn. Bernadette, thank you. Kelsey, thank you. Liz, thank you. Carlene, thank you. Vaughn Grace. Barbara, thank you. Holy smokes, there's a lot of comments. I do see the comments. Yes, I do see the comments. Okay. Sandra Lynch, Bunkie Life gives up. It's not BunkieLifeGives.com. I should buy that, though. I can see someone. I know who would try to buy that. Nancy Fraser, Bunkie Life Gives. Thank you. Although it's not Bunkie Loves Gives. Bunkie Life Gives. All right. Sandy, thank you. Patricia, thank you. Kathy, thank you. Kathy said, Kathy the K says we'll buy a book. Okay, just go on the website and grab it. Aaron, thank you. Marie, thank you very much. This is amazing. Noreen, Bunkie Life Gives. So Noreen, you're on YouTube right now, so you got to actually like email us or whatever, and we'll hook you up if you want a book or if you want to donate. Donna, thank you. Sherry, thank you. Claudette, work this time. Paid attention to the autocorrect. Yes, that's key. Heather says, keen to see the book. It's on our website. Jillian, thank you. Sherry Lynn Rains. Is that Sherry Lynn from camp? No, probably different Rains. Lauren Elizabeth, thank you. Jen, thank you. Stephanie, wow, there's a lot of people. Holy smokes. Nicole, Janice, Barbara, Rondo, Chris Peterson, thank you. Sheila LePay, I've seen that name before. Thank you, Sheila. But you got to type it all one word. Chris K. Chris with the K, thank you. This is amazing. Sandra, thank you. Judy, thank you very much. But you're on YouTube, you got to email us. Lori, thank you. Carolyn McDermott Mascot, thank you. Thank you, Sarah. Thanks, Melissa. Thank you, Terry. You got to actually, because you're on YouTube, it won't message you, but you can figure it out. Just go to bunkielife.com/gives, and it should hopefully still redirect you to their webpage. Okay. Diane says, buying a bunkie. Well, that's amazing, Diana. Thank you. Look forward to serving you this summer or spring. Tiff, thank you. Wow, I'm having trouble getting to the bottom of these comments. A. Reed, Bunkie Life Gives. Awesome, but you're on YouTube, so it will not automatically message you. So you got to figure that out on your own. Gail, thank you. Diane and Karen, you're both on YouTube. Thank you for that, but you have to do it on the actual website. Facebook user, Bunkie Life Gives. Thank you. Facebook user. Thank you, Melissa. Sheila LePay, Bunkie Life Gives. Thank you. Handra. Suzanne. Tracy again. Thanks for the kind words. Judy. You rock. Newfoundland Belle, Bunkie Life Gives. That's a great name. Kathy. Everyone knows Newfoundland Belle. We know what you're about. You're about being a newfie and being good looking. All right. Great job for your family and community. Bunkie Life Gives. Thank you, Michael Chalodny. Amber, thank you. Sonar Pulse, Bunkie Life Rocks. Close, but no cigar, Sonar. Devin, love what you're doing. Look forward to the 29th. Yes, thank you. Paula, how's it going? Thank you. Carrie, holy smokes, this is crazy. I know this isn't the live announcement, but good luck to everyone in the giveaway. That's next week. M. Matsu, thank you very much. If you want to donate, you have to actually go buy a bunkie, buy a book, or go to bunkielife.com/gives, and it'll go to the donation page. Same with you, Danielle, because you're not, you're on YouTube. Nancy Fraser, thank you. Great last name, by the way. Brianna, thank you. Sandra, thank you. Kathleen, thank you. Randy Monroe, thank you, buddy. John Molson just yells bunkie. Joey Barr, thank you. Mel says wonderful. Connie Zuck, Bunkie Life Gives, thank you. Cindy Jones says Bunkie Life Gives, that's amazing. Nicholas George, thank you, sir. Wow, looks like we're going to be busy. I'm going to be busy messaging people till late. Glenn, thank you. Leanne Tremblay, thank you. All right. Laura McLean, Bunkie Loof Gives. That's not going to work. But thank you. I get the gist of what you're trying to say. Maybe try autocorrecting it or spelling it better. Thank you, Claudette. Thank you, Melissa Collins. Thank you, Patricia Morgan. You have to go on our website to buy a book or a bunkie, or you have to go to bunkielife.com/gives, and then it'll take you to the Ronald McDonald official site. Hopefully. Same with you, Patricia and JF and Katie and John, because you're all on YouTube. You're not on Facebook. Wow, this is crazy. Brian McDonald, thank you. Philip Frederic, thank you. Don Putt, thank you. Brenny Law, thank you very much. Jeff, thank you. This is overwhelming. Carla, thank you. We'll check out the website regarding the book. Yes. I'll show you how to find that on the website. Hold on. When I find the book, I think it's just, wait. Go to bunkielife.com/book, I think. Hopefully that works. Yeah. So here's how to find it. So let's say buy the book, but you go to products, it's just Bunkie Life book. See that? Bunkie Life book. Easy. All right. I'm going to try to get all these names in. Gay Ventura. Bunkie Life Gives, but it's got to be all one word. Thank you, Facebook viewer. Thank you, Sherry, but it's got to be all one word. Thank you, Clara. Kathy says, doing a donation now. Awesome. Thank you, Kathy. That is so cool. Liz says, Bunkie Life Gives. Thank you. You're on YouTube, so it won't work for you. But Terry, thank you. I should message you. Heather Marie, my dad recently went to see the Bunkies and saw us. He raved about how wonderful you guys were. Can't wait to be part of the Bunkie Life. Amazing, Heather Marie. That's so great. Andrea Braun, Bunkie Life Gives. Thank you. Timmy Holiday, or Holiday Tammy says, we're coming for a tour very soon. Great. Looking forward to having you. All right. Carrie says, Bunkie Life Gives. Thank you, Carrie. This is pretty intense. Denise, Bunkie Life Gives. Thank you. I think it's got to be all one word, but thank you. Kylie Reese, thank you. Whew. Joanne Lauren, I think you're a winner from past contest, right? Up in Sturgeon. Thank you very much. Chaladny, you already said that, but thank you again. Okay. Tracy, thank you. Teresa said, just went on the website, ordered a book. Thank you. Catherine Gibbs says, Bunkie Life Gives. Thank you very much. Mark Lemon, good to see you, buddy. Thank you. Lisa said, I filled out the volunteer form. That's amazing, too. All right. So whatever you guys do tonight, do it before you go to bed. That's all I'm going to say. Because it's one of those things, you know, oh, I mean to get to it. I'll probably do it. If you're going to do something, if you're motivated to do it, do it. Do it tonight. There's no time like the present to do something good. You'll feel good. Thank you, Bernadette. Thank you, CoxBR1. Thank you, Danielle Gravel. Thank you, Kathleen Flynn Brunetti. Thank you, Lena. Whew, this is intense. Thank you, Bob Lawrence and Jacina. Feed says 13 and climbing. Bunkie Life Gives. Thanks, Randy. Thanks, Ann. You'll have to go on the actual website, though, if you're on YouTube. Thank you, Chalet Lepe. You'll have to go on the actual... No, you're on Facebook, so that'll work. Yep. Feel free to... I'll try to message you. Shannon, thank you. Thank you, Alicia McGovern. Appreciate it. Thank you, Sherry. Bunkie Life, one word. Thank you, Marianne. That should work. Thank you. Thank you, Carrie. Thank you, Jeff Smith. My girlfriend has spent a lot of time around with Donna, their daughter. Thank you for supporting this. That's awesome. Thanks, Tracy. Thank you, Mel. Whew, this is intense. Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you, Denise. This is insane. Thank you, Postman. Thank you, Facebook user. Oh, wow, this is cool. This is so cool. Thank you, Deline. Deline? Thank you. I'm not going to have time to... Someone said, can I ask questions? I don't think we're going to have time for questions tonight. I'm trying to get everyone's names right. Thank you, Kelsey. Thank you, Cindy. Thank you, Kimberly. If you're on YouTube, though, you got to go on the actual website if you want to buy a book, or go to bunkielife.com/gives to donate directly. Awesome. Thank you, Dawn. Thanks. Good to see you, Keith. Look at Keith's photo. Is him and his I think it's him and his dad with their bunkie. That's amazing. But that's cool. Thanks, Tammy. Thanks, Don. Thanks, Lynn. Whoa. You guys are smashing the responses. I think Heather or I don't know who's doing the responses, but someone's replying to everyone's comments, which is awesome. Thank you, Tracy. I guess my best. Thank you, Faye. Thank you, Fred Schmidt. Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you, Wendy. I'm not going to get to the bottom of these. I'm I'm really overwhelmed here. Thank you, Matthew. Thank you, Jennifer. Finally, someone with two first names. Thank you, Laura McLean. Thank you, Holly. Thank you, Bev. Thank you, Kimberly Brown. Thank you, Shar Kane. Wow. Thank you, Michelle. Denise Clinic. So just go on the Bunkie site to get the book. Yes. Either way, you got to go on the website, even if you comment it, but I'll message you with a little thing. It's kind of an auto message thing. It'll let you know what to do. Thank you, Valerie. Thank you, Ellen Shaheen. I'm butchering so many names. This is awesome. Okay. Thank you, Joanne Hopner. You're going to be doing this all night. This is. I think that might be true. Thank you, Pam. Okay. Thank you, Paula Edgar. Thank you, Brianna Helder. I feel like you already did that. If you already done it once, please don't do it twice. Thank you, Kimberly Brown. How do you buy a book? Just go to bunkielife.com/book. Jackie. Paula says, I'm buying the book. Derek Sensor, how's it going, buddy? One of our best clients. Well, now we have a best client, but Derek he's awesome. Thank you, Facebook user. Thank you, Cindy. Kind of lost out here trying to find the donation. Let me show you once again. So if you go, okay, let me show you how to do it. So you go to, just type in bunkielife.com. Hopefully this will still work. Otherwise I'll be embarrassed. So bunkielife.com/gives. Then takes you to the Bunkie Life Gives 2023 campaign, right? So we've got $255 already raised, which is awesome. Go here, click donate. Donate to this campaign. Bam. That's what basically, and then follow all the prompts there. That's basically the idea. Okay. So step one again, bunkielife.com/give. Oh, not 5 /give. It will take you here, and then you're gonna click on donate, and Bob's your uncle. Okay. You follow me? Okay, that's the idea. Have you filled all spots for the Bunkie Life Airbnb event? No, I don't think so. Not even close. If you want to sign up for that, it's just going to be a Zoom call with just hopefully myself and some of our Bunkie Life clients who are crushing the Airbnb game. I think it's bunkielife.com/Airbnb. I think, yeah. Feel free to sign up there if you're thinking about going that direction, Amy. Good question. The money from the book goes where? Ronald McDonald House. Gay Ventura, all one word. Good man. Cynthia, thank you. We made to create Bunkie Life of Newfoundland. Yes. I was talking to a bunch of Newfies this week. Never met a Newfie I didn't like. Thanks, Rob. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Tracy and Bradley. You guys got to go on the website and do that, though. And same with Holly. Thank you, Wyatt. Thank you, Michelle Pringle Hoylk. Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you, John. I appreciate it, Aspie for Peace. Thank you, Stagger. Jane, coming for a tour. We'll see you then. I'll be there, hopefully. Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you, Steve. Marie, donated. Awesome. Thank you. Oh, somebody asked, how do I get more points for being here and participating? I got to mention the code word. I'm sorry. I've been so caught up reading everyone's names. It's like, whew. The code word tonight is giving. Giving. That is definitely the code word. You guys are being very generous. Darlene, Bunkie Life Gives. Thank you. Diane, thank you. Jeff, book an appointment for tour. If you get, yeah, it would be great if you could. bunkielife.com/tours. Or just go to any page and scroll to the bottom and you can book a tour. Thank you, Nicole. Thank you, Amy Jo. Thank you, Tara. Grady. Andrew, have you thought about making ice huts? Very small buggy. Yeah, we thought about it. Sure. You can use a bathroom buggy as an ice hut for sure. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Nikki. But it should be all one word. Can we do it on right after the live on your site? You can. I don't know what it means. But if you want to buy the book or donate, you can do it right now. You don't have to wait till the end. Michelle, thank you. Janet, thank you. Kim, thank you. Where do we donate? I just showed on the screen. bunkielife.com/gives. Awesome. Thank you very much, Jen. The code word is giving. Thank you, Kristen. Thank you, Patrick. There are 2 Joanne Laurens, different spelling. Are you serious? That's crazy. One was a winner last winter and one is a client. That's crazy. Which Joanne Lauren do we have today? Thanks, Heather, for correcting me. That's wild. That's wild. There's 2 Joanne Laurens that have bought or have a bunkie because one person won it. That's wild. It's wild to me. Okay. Bunkie Life gives. Thank you, Jacob. Thanks for the review today from the tour or yesterday. Thank you. That's really kind. Deborah, thank you. Jen, thank you. Julia, thank you. Mel, once again, thank you. Holy smokes, this is intense. Heather, thank you. Am I even close to the bottom? I don't even know. The comments are like out scrolling me, so I can't get. Sandra, thank you. Have you missed the code word? It's giving. Tracy, thank you. Chelsea, thank you. Ellen, thank you. Randy, thank you. Oh, how do you get the playing cards? Just go to bunkielife.com and go to products. It's under the product pages. My nieces has 3 now, and I'd love to win and put on her property. Bunkie Life gives. Awesome, thank you. Roger, thank you. I did the tour in person at the barbecue. Good thing I went as I moved to New Brunswick in November. Cool, yeah, glad you came. All right, Kathy, thank you. Bunkie Life gives from Morden, Manitoba. Thank you, Patricia. I like how she repping Manitoba. Love it. Tracy, thank you. Thank you, Denise, for the kind words and for saying Bunkie Life gives. Word for tonight, Bunkie Life gives. That's not the word. The word is giving. The code word. Bernadette, thank you. Oh, this is intense. Okay, I'm doing my best to get to the bottom here. I hope I haven't left any questions out, I don't think. I got to most of the things. Ordered the book. E-transfer to what? It'll say on, once you order the book, it'll tell you what to do, but we can sort that out tomorrow. Michelle, thank you. Melissa, thank you. When is the Airbnb talk? Probably after sometime around Valentine's Day. I think it's the 15th of February. We'll do that then. Justina, thank you. Is there a code word? Yes, giving. Chris, you said you have CDs. Can we order them? Not on our website, but email me and I can hook you up. There's also, everything's on Spotify too. Including the song I played tonight. All right. Justina, thank you. Wow, I'm doing my best to get to the bottom. Dawn, I want a PDF copy. Anybody get signed? You got to buy the real book if you're going to get it signed. All right. I think I'm getting to the bottom, maybe. Anthony, thank you. Thank you. Okay, now at least people know there's a code word. All right. For financing details, write to Shannon. Yeah, just give Shannon a quick email and we can hook you up with financing. All right, this is wonderful. What? Do you have kits to make a bunkie completely off-grid? Yes, a lot of clients, not a lot, but there's a handful of clients that have been able to successfully go off-grid with their bunkies. Check out Can I Live in My Bunkie on YouTube. There's some really great, helpful information, or just join any of the Facebook groups. We'll be posting about that over the coming months. Was it what I typed already? Bunkie Life gives. That should work. It should message you. My sister's friend has a bunkie. Loves it. Awesome. All right. Bunkie Life gives. Thank you, Colette. Kylene just ordered the book. Thank you. Bunkie Life gives from Vernon, BC. Represent. Thanks, Liz Sky. Thank you, Nathan Hubbard. Great evening. Already feel a sense of bunkie community here. That's wonderful. Giving. If I were to win, I'd name my bunkie in remembrance of my mother. That is cool. Bunkie would give me the opportunity for my sister and her family to have a place to stay when they come back home for a visit. Awesome. Peggy, thank you. Laura, thank you. Thank you, Carmen. Sandra says, donation complete. Amazing.
Amazing news. All right. Hi, I cannot find the 2023 Bunkie Life gives. It only has 2022 and 2021. Well, you have to actually go to that page. So just type in into your browser, bunkielife.com/give or gives, and it'll take you to the new one. I just started it today, so it's probably not SEO'd or Googled yet. Thank you, Jennifer, from Niagara Falls. Legit. Bunkie Life gives, that will not work because you spelled some things funkily. Oh, wow. Heather, thank you. Book ordered. Thanks, Jeff Carr. Tammy, thank you. Maggie, I appreciate it. If I won the Bunkie, I'd put it at the cottage and name it Anne-Marie after my mother-in-law. That's so nice. Thank you, Pauline. If I won a Bunkie, I'd call it the doghouse. That's funny. Oh, I made it to the bottom. I've done it. I've succeeded. Okay. I got everybody's name read out. It's been a wonderful evening. Wow. Thank you for letting me pour my heart out a little more intensely than I was anticipating doing it. But wow. Thank you for taking the time to tune in, and thank you for supporting our business and our lives. We really do appreciate it. For those of you who are... Evie, you want to come in for a sec? I got a kid that wants me to read her bedtime story.
No,
Want to come? Yeah.
bedtime yet.
It's not my bedtime yet.
Hi, everybody.
Evie's here to see us. So I'm just telling everybody to go and give to Ronald McDonald House.
Can I give?
You can give, yeah, absolutely. You don't have a credit card, so it might be a little trickier, but you can figure a way.
But I have cash.
You got cash. I'm sure they'll take your cash. So,
This is finally something I can do.
exactly. Can we buy a hard copy of the book at the factory? Sure, we usually have copies there. Hopefully, I usually have a couple copies. So, yeah. So, yeah, people are donating. There's kind of three things they can do. They can go to bunkielife.com/gives and give directly to Ronald McDonald House. Let me show you what that looks like. Goes on this webpage here.
Oh,
See?
So cool. Ooh,
There's
there's cool colors.
Yeah, see, that's a room that says Bunkie Life on it. And then this is a video of, I think you're in this video. And there's people, look at all the people that are donating, right? Donna donated $25. It doesn't really matter.
Occasionally we get asked,
What am I
what
doing?
makes you different from your competitors?
All right, I'm going to do a quick video here on how to donate to Ronald McDonald House. So what you want to do is you want to type in bunkielife.com/give. That should... Okay.
Occasionally we get asked,
Why is there
what
a video?
makes you different from your
Okay.
competitors?
Anyways, this is the thing to give. And then if they want, they can buy the book. You know the book, right? The Bunkie Life book.
Yeah, I have one, don't I?
Yes, you do. And then that's it. So I think we're going to call it a night because you got to get to bed. Or Noreen says, what's the e-transfer for the book? Just email me. Make sure I got the right Noreen, and then we'll send you the information. Because I should have told you at the end of the purchase, but maybe you missed it. Kitty, thank you. What a great evening. It's been amazing. The code word is giving. The code word is giving. And you're so funny. I'm going to turn it so you can see it better. Okay. So people are doing that. And so all I'll say in closing, guys, is if you made a commitment, a social commitment, and you typed in Bunkie Life Gives, you got to do something. Even if it's $1, 25 cents, it doesn't really matter the amount. It's the purpose and it's the heart behind the giving. That's the important part. So get a book, get a Bunkie if you can afford one and need one, and just donate whatever you can afford to bunkielife.com. Or not to Ronald McDonald House, okay? It's been a long night. I cried. Yeah, I know. I'm having one of those days.
He's very tired.
I am pretty tired. Leslie, thank you.
My family doesn't sleep.
Well,
Barely.
your sister and your brother don't sleep.
My mom doesn't sleep.
And your mom doesn't sleep. Yeah, basically only about 30% of us are sleeping right now.
Most of my family doesn't sleep.
That's true.
I don't sleep that much.
No, you really don't. For a 9-year-old. Okay. Well, it's been a wild ride. Thanks for everything, and we'll see you on Thursday. So on Thursday, this Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're going to be unveiling some new stuff.
Can I have some?
It's going to blow your mind.
Can I have some?
What we got in store. There's multiple things that are going to blow your mind. So
Can I have some?
yeah, you can see it. We'll talk to you soon and have
Can I
a
have my
great
own
evening.
set of it?
Maybe. Okay, have a great evening, everyone.